Alrighty, is everything running it? Yes it is, it just popped up on my phone. Alright, so welcome back to the stream today. I apologize for being mostly muted last time. It was late at night and I was very tired, so the only way I was going to keep focusing on the game was if I did other things in the background, which what I ended up doing was playing some YouTube videos, and then I ended up on a call with a friend for a while off and on, so that was the only way that I was going to keep my sanity and still be able to stream that long, since it was pretty late. But we are back at our normal time. I've actually been doing a little bit today before stream. Nixie, please leave the cat alone, honey. You're gonna get yourself or the cat hurt. Leave her alone. Nix. Leave her alone and don't chew my couch. No. No. Lay down. Don't get up in my face. You were just outside. Lay down. Ah. Lay. Get your nose out of that. Nixie, I swear to goodness. Where are your chew toys? You're not gonna sit here and bite me. No. I'll be right back. Nixie has been out to run right before this, and she still insists on being hyper, so love it. Anyways, yeah, last night was really late, and I wanted to get stuff done, but the only way I was going to be able to was by focusing on some other things while doing it. Nix. Come here and lay down now. You're not going to stand on the ottoman, and you're not going to go after the cat. Lay down and chew your toy. Thank you. Good girl. Yeah, so that was what ended up happening yesterday, was doing a bunch of that. I assume I'll probably have to get some more supplies before I start other builds. I think spruce is the one we're low-ish on. We should be fine to do a couple other builds before we need to get more supplies. Nixie, the toy is right there. You do not need to bite me, honey. Chew that, not me. No, you cannot bite me. Stop. I'm not even touching you and you're sitting here biting me. Rude. Anyways, we did end up finishing most of the sheep barn while we were playing, which is pretty cool. I'm actually going to go collect all of the wool from them. We don't have any shears in here. We have some shears in the barn, I think, because I think we were planning on putting shears in the barn. Maybe I didn't put any in yet. So we have all kinds of sheep going in the sheep farm. The other thing I want to do is get a couple of these white sheep and put them in the main area with those name tags that make them have the rainbow wool that alternates around, just for kind of like a fun little addition that's not actually needed. I will give everyone a little tour once I finish. So that's what that armor stand was for, and then this was going to have some wheat in it. How do I get the shears back? There we go. It wasn't like targeting them right. Anyways, so what we did was we got one of every color sheep, well, 4 of every color sheep. We've got red, orange, yellow, we've got lime, we've got green, we've got cyan, we've got blue, we've got light blue, purple, magenta, pink, brown, dark gray, light gray, white, and black. And everything has the little interconnected areas so that hopefully the grass will regrow okay. I'm waiting for these sheep to grow up so that we can transfer a couple out. Nixie, please stop it. Would you please lay down? 1 minute. I swear to goodness, this dog. Did we keep any of the leads over here? I thought I like threw them in one of these barrels or something, but I don't think I did. I think I put them back. Anyways, I gotta move a couple white sheep out, and I gotta give them those name tags, but I don't remember what those name tags are, actually. It's Jeb. Jeb is in something else for doing like the upside down or the rainbow alternating, and I can't remember what they are. I haven't done them in a very long time, so I actually have to look that up real quick. Name tag for rainbow sheep. Jeb _ yeah, okay. So we'll take a few name tags and do that, since we have the XP due and plenty of name tags, and that would be pretty cool to add to the concept that we have every sheep of the rainbow. And then we'll harvest from all our sheep. Harvest the wool from all our sheep, and we'll bring some wheat over there to keep as well. We'll keep 4 leads over there, and we'll keep some name tags as well, which I think are down in our other chest down bottom. And then we need some wheat. I don't know why my phone hasn't been going off. I thought I turned it off silent. I didn't turn it off silent. That would be why my phone isn't going off. Wow, that's ironic. I think that's just my dad. We need name tags. And then we'll have to go back in the house to do the anvil, which is why I want to do a blacksmith build at some point, so I don't have to keep doing that. How many do I want? I think I'm 4. I'm thinking 4 will be fine, and we can take these leads from here too. And I'm actually going to switch out that raw beef for raw mutton, because it makes more sense in the item frame there. Let's go back up here, do our anvil, and then we'll go sort out the sheep a little and get some of them with the, can I name all 4 at once? Will it let me? Does it matter if it's upper or lowercase? I'm a little worried if I do it wrong, it'll not work. Jeb underscore. Yeah, it's got lowercase, so I'm just gonna do lowercase because I don't want this to be a nuisance and not do the one that I need it to. So let's do... No, not Jeb. Jeb underscore. Done. Okay, all 4 are named as Jeb underscore. That's cool. I'll have to remember that when I'm naming more than one thing at once, because I forget it does that. Is it nighttime again yet? No, it's still daytime. It's just raining. For some reason the Minecraft audio hasn't been playing very well in my headphones. Did weather get turned off and stuff? Probably. Not what I meant to do. Settings. Audio. I know I turned... I definitely don't need friendly creatures to be that loud. Hello again, welcome back. I am trying to figure out the audio so I can actually hear it in my headphones, but it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. It should be alright for you guys at least. But it doesn't want to... I mean, I can hear some audio in my headphones, but it definitely doesn't play enough audio in my headphones of what it normally would, for some reason. Alright, we need 4 white sheep. 1, 2, 3... I mean, it doesn't specifically need to be white sheep, but I'm just going to do white sheep to make my life a little easier. Come on. And the baby came out. Of course the baby came out. Why wouldn't the baby come out? Oh no, now everyone's coming out. Now, this is gonna be so annoying. Okay, let's unlead all the adult ones that I wanted. Let's take the babies. Although, to be honest, since I can breed them, I can probably just kill off a lot of the ones besides the colored ones that I don't need. Alright, let's just do it this way. Let's just take these guys back in here. Quickly shut the gates. Take the leads off. Move, 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 move. Alright, let's just... I apologize, we have to kill some of these guys. I don't have enough name tags made to do all of these guys as the Jeb ones. And then I need to grow up the babies very carefully so I don't accidentally also breed them. I'm well, how are you today? I am trying to get some rainbow sheep, so I'm a little hyper-focused on it. One of the lovely parts about watching my streams is that I'm usually a little too hyper-focused on the project at hand, so it takes me a second to register chats, but I have ADHD, so I kind of just get really focused on some things and then forget about the rest of the world. I think we need more than 4 of the Jeb sheep, to be honest, but they look good for now. Now, let's carefully grow up the babies in here, which is going to be very difficult because of the fact that they're all going to crowd me at once. I just want the babies to grow up. Okay. We have all the babies that are big now. And I think we have enough of all the sheep. We don't need a bunch of the white sheep just because I have a lot of white wool already, and I really don't need it. So now let's go around and shear all of the sheep so we can get some of the wool that we just spent ages being able to have to add to our supply. We've got the brown sheep, we've got the white and gray sheep. This turned out pretty cool of a little project. It took a while to do. It's interesting to see it all come together so quickly because I was like so easily focused on everything else. That's the only way that I actually get things very quickly done, is when I'm just focusing on something else while I do things in the background in Minecraft. But I also usually try to focus on doing streams and stuff, so I don't get to do the kind of efficient, and not to mention it's kind of boring to do everything extremely efficient on stream just because you just get like a really quick process and not anything that's actually being completed or fun to watch. This seems a little dark, but it's fine. I'm going to put the leads in there for now. Wait. All of these should eventually, like, reload. Why is my phone still on off? Oh, it's still my dad. All of the grass should eventually return to grass instead of just dirt because it's all interconnected. These ones do much faster since there's only 4 sheep per pen and they're connected to the main outside area that very easily spreads grass, versus the ones in here, they're connected to the pens or to this, so it takes it a little longer. But I think we should get more Jeb sheep. I think that'd look pretty cool to complete this little rainbow farm project. I'll put these extra wheat away, and what I wanted to do was trade one of these, trade this item frame for raw mutton, since raw beef really doesn't make sense. Alright. I think I've already got the achievement to have one of every color wool. If I haven't, then, well, I'm about to get it since we have one of every color in this barn. Which is nice. This means a lot of our, like, extra decorative build projects will be easy to do. We'll have some wool for using for carpets and stuff. We'll have some wool for using for, like, banners. It'll be cool. It'll help make this a little easier for some cool creative ideas in the future. And it fills in a decent part of our world. Oh, I guess I didn't have the trophy yet. I thought I had the trophy. Oh well. Well, now we have the trophy. I probably did have it, just a lot of my trophies didn't get transferred over from PS3 to PS4 type of thing. So if I keep trying to get all of these guys to be all without collecting, all of them be bold at the same time, it's not going to work. But I am going to get a little bit more before I leave, just because there are some that refilled, and I like these colors. Yeah, that's all I'll do, because I don't need to do all of them. I really like the Jeb sheep, because they also do the weird in-between colors that don't actually exist in Minecraft, because it's just like a color wheel scroller. So I like the Jeb sheep. They're cool. Like, they do like the weird pale pink at the beginning and stuff that doesn't actually exist, and like all the in-between colors between the browns and all that. Those don't actually exist in Minecraft, but they're really pretty nonetheless. I mean, they do probably exist for, like, clay and stuff, but they don't actually exist as plain dies. Let's go sleep and put away all this stuff. I forgot to put the shears back into the armor stand's hand, but oh well. We'll do that one of the times we're over that way. Let's put away this stuff and then we'll go sleep. Now we have a much more colorful wool collection chest. We forgot these. I'm gonna put the shears in the wool chest for now, just because it makes sense. Why does my phone need to go off? Now it's my mother, now it's my father. The only people that actually message me in my life are my parents. I'm almost 21 and my parents still message me. What is this? Weighted blanket. Oh my goodness, stop showing me these. My dad keeps sending me, my dad tends to usually message me to send me Facebook Marketplace things that he finds, either things that he'll think I like, or things just to make me miserable, jokingly, like a lot of vehicles that I really love and stuff like that, because my dad being a mechanic means I'm partially a car kid, for the most part. I mean, if you consider my first ever nickname from any of my family members was Lugnut, then yeah, which is also a long story, but yeah, it's a little obvious my dad's a car guy, and one of the vehicles I very, very much so want in my lifetime that are discontinued is the Ford Excursions. So my dad loves to have the opportunity to send me every single listing of a Ford Excursion he sees, knowing that I cannot afford and will not afford one, just to drive me a little crazy and make me really badly want an Excursion. And of course, when my vehicle got in the accident last week, he's like, well, if it's totaled, you could get an Excursion. I'm like, no, I don't. This is the one incident that I will say I do not want an Excursion. I want an Excursion and my Beast. I don't want my poor Beast to be gone. Like, that, I grew up in that rig. If I don't have that, I will severely lose my mind. But, as an update to that lovely conversation and topic, it shouldn't be totaled as far as what I'm looking into, because for my insurance, the rule is up to 80% of the value of repairs is allowed before it's considered a total loss, and if I remember correctly, the value they put it at when they last estimated it for the accident that I had in 2020, they had estimated it to be about 6,000, 5,000 something. I believe about 6,000 of a worth, which is much lower than what it would be. It's just insurance, and they're difficult at properly assessing vehicles that are that old, because they're hard to assess since it's kind of all over the place in value. Put it this way, even putting my vehicle into something like Kelley Blue Book, my average value is between 7 and 8 grand. But then you look at the actual range, and the low end of those vehicles can be only 2,000 or so, because if they're not in good condition, they don't sell for very much. So, mind you, I have a 1995 Ford Bronco, so once you get into the eras like that and the more rare vehicles that aren't continued anymore and that sort of thing, I mean, yes, they started making Broncos again, but they're not at all the same thing. They're based off of the early era, they're not based off of the full size. You get into this weird limbo space where the insurance doesn't really know what to classify it as and what to do for the value. They kind of just have to base it off of things like Kelley Blue Book and like the condition they see it as. So I'm pretty sure the estimate last time was around 6,000, which means if we're going off of the 80% max, it's somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 is the max amount that I can spend on repairs before it's considered a total. And last time the repairs were about 2,100, I believe, if I remember correctly. And this time it's the similar damage and similar things, but you have to add on the concept of frame repair, since it did probably crumple my crumple frame piece that's meant to crumple for incidents like that, which means it likely has to get cut off and put a new part put back on. So that gets a little expensive when it comes to frame repair, so it'll take a little bit to figure out what that price will be. I think my dad was supposed to talk to the repair guys at the shop we left it at today or tomorrow to figure out what their rough estimate would be of what it would cost. But it's still kind of in the air until the insurance continues to handle the claim, which I also have to call the insurance and tell them I'm part of the claim, since the claim was filed through the other woman, since it's her fault for the accident, so she has to be the one that files the claim. So and she submitted the claim number and all of her insurance information to the police department, which I now have, so I can get a hold of the insurance company and be like, use the claim number to get the claim up, and then tell them that I was the other person involved, and that way they have all my information in case she didn't get it right from the cops, or the cops didn't get it right, because I mean, the paper that I had with her information wasn't even correctly spelled of her name, so I didn't know any of her actual information, which was nice. Besides, like, hopefully the correct phone number on it, but I'm also not going to just call the person that hit me and be like, hey, can I have your insurance info? So, yeah, hopefully it'll be figured out. It'll take a while, since it's up to 10 days for the police report, plus however long for the insurance to figure out what they're doing with everything, and then the time for all of the repairs, which shouldn't be that long, but knowing that shop that I brought it to, it tends to take a lot longer. He's a lot better price-wise, and he's a lot more workable with doing things like that, but he is really annoying with his timing of things, since he is a collision specialist, so he has a lot of vehicles coming in and out. Pretty much any time me or my dad have had the vehicle there, it has taken a long time for him to get around to it. So, who knows? I just really hope I get my vehicle back and it won't be a total loss. I mean, yes, if it is a total loss, I can buy it back off of the insurance company, technically, and then keep it myself, but that makes it a salvage title if I end up using it, and it also makes it a little more difficult of a process to insure it and all that, and it'd be really annoying. And it's not something I want to do, or have to do, but I will do it if it ends up in that situation, because that vehicle means way too much to me for me to just, like, get rid of it. I know most people are like, oh, you'd get like 6 or 7 grand of a write-off if it's a total loss, and it's like, no, I'm good. I want my vehicle. I don't want to have 6 or 7 grand for a different vehicle. I want my vehicle. Thanks. Mainly because I grew up in that vehicle, and I've spent a lot of years and hours into it trying to get it to the condition it is now, and to lose it like that over an accident that was not my fault would make me probably lose my mind a little. It already kind of has. I'm already on the limit, but for now it's just up in the air, and there's not much that's in my control besides getting a hold of a few of the insurance and getting a hold of the auto body place to see what the starting numbers and stuff are, and then from there it's not in my control, so who knows. The other thing that happened was I went on Sunday and got some bookshelves and books, which I think I've mentioned on stream that I was going to do, but I did go do that. My dad ended up helping me with it. Oh, it actually finished growing, so the auto thing worked. I've mentioned it before, but my dad helped me with that. It was a lot of money to spend in one place, but it is a lot of books. I am still trying to sort through them all. I imagine probably about a third of them or so will be ones that I end up reselling, since I've been going through them, and I do already have a pile that I'm going to just sell, and some of them I will probably read and then sell or get rid of, mainly because I just like to have the reading, not really because I actually want to read them. Like, there's a lot of romance books, and I'm really not a romance reader for anything, so it's probably going to be, the majority of those are going to be like, I'll read them once and then get rid of them, because I really don't have any use for them and don't really want to actually read romance novels, so more so for status of being able to have more books on my what I've read list this year than anything else. But hopefully I'll be able to sell them as well, because it's a little hard to sell books. I'm using Pango Books, which is a reselling site specifically for books, so I'm hoping that'll help a little, but most of the books I've listed haven't sold yet. I'm probably going to put them all down to a lower price. Eventually they will sell, and eventually it will be figured out. And what's really cool about Pango Books is that I can actually get the money I earn as a credit for buying more books instead of just having it pay out, or I can have it just pay out, which is kind of cool. What else are we gonna do? I think we need to finish the interior of the library because it's very plain, but I also don't know if I have the energy to do that. I think what I'm gonna do first is go sit in the skeleton spawner for a while because we're running really low on bones, and I want to go kill off some skeletons so that they, oh, I have flint and steel in here so I can burn off all the excess stuff I don't need. I want to go sit in here so that they can spawn so I can kill them and get some more bones. Arrows we have plenty of, but bones not so much, although it is getting close to nighttime. What I'll do first is kill some mobs with bow and arrow for a while so that I can use up some arrows and possibly get some more items. Let's go up in our little tower. Actually, let's go up in a tower over here because it's better over here. There's more spawns. We need some wood to do that. There we go. Let's go up in a tower over here and just snipe a bunch of mobs for the night. We did just sleep recently, I think, right? Yeah. So we don't have phantoms after us, even though we do need phantoms. I really hope that the villager that died of our librarian villagers isn't the one that had mending, because I need mending for my elytra now. Let's go up on a tower like right here. Just so that we can't get sniped by anything. Make sure we're really high up. We probably still can get sniped, but a little easier to see them coming this way. Nixie, don't bother. It's none of your business. It's just the neighbor's door. When it's our door, you get to bark. And even then, it's usually just Dad, so you probably don't need to bark, but... It's interesting to see the array of books that I got from that. Like, some of the books I'm really, really excited to have added to my collection. There was the Hunger Games novels, I think. Not all of the Hunger Games, but some of them. There was all of the Maze Runner novels, which I don't have all of. There was a bunch of Rick Riordan, which is actually one of my favorite authors, and I can't wait to have more of his on my shelf. There was a bunch of, like, various fantasy novels that I really like or have heard of. There was some fantasy novels I haven't heard of that sound really good. There was a bunch of really cool stuff, honestly. It was interesting because a lot of it was stuff that I would read, but there was also quite a big chunk of things that were like positive thinking and law of attraction and all that, which I'm not against, but I really just don't bother reading books on it because I don't have the attention span for it. So those will probably be going off to like my mom instead of being sold, since my mom usually reads that sort of stuff a lot. So I'm sure she'll enjoy having them. And then there was a bunch of romance, like I mentioned, which I guess maybe I'll read them once. Even then, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm not a romance reader. I've never really liked romance that much. I mean, I don't mind, like, fiction books that tend to have some form of romance in it, especially YA novels and stuff like that, but actual specific romance as a entire genre, I don't really like that much. It's kind of wonky. Kind of just gives me weird vibes. They're usually also weird storylines, so I mean, it's probably why they give me weird vibes, but not my favorite cup of tea for sure. And I've unboxed only like 3 out of like 7 boxes, and I have a whole stack of just romance novels, so whether I'll actually read any of them or not, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back through. What I'm doing right now to start sorting them is just taking them out of the box and then putting them in a pile that corresponds with what they are. So I have like a pile for romance, I have a pile for like fantasy, I have a pile for regular plain fiction, which I just call real life novels in my head, because like it's fiction, but it's based off of like actual stories instead of like fantasy and that sort of concept, fantasy and sci-fi concepts. And then I have a pile of just miscellaneous, and I have a pile of display ones, since I do have some really good titles like Paper Town and The City of Ember and stuff like that I'm really gonna just put on. I will read, since I haven't read those books, but I will put them on display, like on this one of the shelves downstairs, since most of these are going on the upstairs shelves. And then I have to actually sort through them all and put them where I want them. I also have a pile for getting rid of and a pile for going to my mother. So, never ending, just random sorting of these things. I know this is kind of useless because I don't actually go and pick up everything before it despawns, but it helps get rid of some arrows, and it is semi-useful because I do pick up a lot of the stuff at the end of it all. I just don't pick it all up throughout the night, so some does end up despawning. I still end up getting a decent amount of items and XP at the end of the night, so even with some of the things despawning, so it's not bad. I'm usually pretty awful with a bow. Hasn't been the worst today, though. As I miss a shot. I didn't mean to look directly at that Enderman. I hope it didn't actually make him mad. Granted, he can't really get me anyways. He'll just stand at the bottom until he stops being angry at me, but... it'll make everything a little laggy to have this much items on the ground, but oh well. This is the only way I can really use up arrows right now, so may as well. I don't know what else to use arrows on, to be honest, besides maybe like a bunch of blaze farming or something in the nether, like just sit near the fortress and just kill off a bunch of blazes with my bow endlessly. That might use some of my arrows and might get me some decently useful supplies, but even then there's only so much blaze rods I can put to use. So, at least most of these items I can still put to use, like bones I can use, arrows are kind of a nuisance, gunpowder I can put to use, rotten flesh I can use for trading, the string has a lot of use. The only really thing I don't put to use is spider eyes, which end up getting dumped down the abyss once I get too many of them. It's honestly the only thing that I really don't use. Arrows eventually get used, they're just kind of a nuisance to have since I already have so many of them. We have chests on chests of them sitting down in the spawner. I'm gonna go until I run out of arrows, I think, or until daytime hits, whichever is first. Probably running out of arrows, because I think I already am on the last of my arrows. The last stack I have, which is inside my inventory and not visibly there. Wow, that was a blatant miss. Oh, I was tracking for him to keep running and he stopped. I'm pretty poorly tracked too. He probably wouldn't have made it that far in the time that I shot, even if he didn't stop. Which... come on. Oh, come on. The terrain is awful, and I am bad at shooting. There we go, we got him in the end. Eventually we got it correct. Oh geez, what is hitting me? Oh, spider. Like, there shouldn't be anything that can hit me up here. What am I at for arrows? 34, and it's turning daytime. We used the majority of our arrows, at least. Granted, a good portion of them went to completely missing the mobs we were trying to shoot at, but still. I say as I'm still missing this same mob. Wow, that was awful. Hey, I never claimed to be good with the bow. I quite openly say I'm very bad at it. At least I'm honest. It definitely means I need to get back to reading this year, though. I have so many books, like, already in my house that I haven't read yet. I have so many that I just got. I really need to remember to get back to reading. Although, if I do continue with the pattern I just did today of my wake up and actual function pattern, I'll probably get reading done quite often, because I was awake and functioning for a good solid couple hours before the stream started, and I was able to get a bunch done, which is nice. So I think if I actually keep up that pattern, I'll be fine. Because then I can spend a couple hours reading and finish most of a book in one morning, because it really doesn't take me that long to finish most shorter novels. I want the XP, but it doesn't want to be useful, so I'm mostly going to just race around and try to get the items. I'm not going to get everything I know, but I'll get some things. Maybe it's just the volume that's in my headphones. I might have turned the volume down too low of what my headphones have. We got back up to level 40. I'm literally watching items and XP despawn in front of my face. It's fine. The string I will gladly take, because we're kind of low on string. I think that's all that I could pick up, to be honest. Kind of a slim amount compared to how much we shot, but we got so slow at shooting the end of the night that it kind of offset it. Let's just drop some of the things we don't need right here. Yeah, we got a very slim amount of items for how much arrows we used up, but that's because things despawn very quickly. So we have to actually keep up with picking things up if we want to keep the items, but I'm not that mad. I just wanted to use up arrows. I'm not that mad about missing out on some items. So let's go put this stuff away, and then we'll go over to the skeleton spawner for a bit, and then we'll go do some builds afterwards, hopefully. And we're going to build another chicken coop at some point. We need to build a llama stable area. We need to actually add some decoration and builds in this area so it's not so big and empty. We need to actually finish writing in that book we just ran past so that we can have the follower garden finished. So many things, so many things. Later today I also need to get back on my PC so I can finish sorting all of the Twitch streams and exporting them all before they start to expire. Because I don't remember the last one that I exported, and it's getting close to expiration on a lot of the ones that are still up, so. Normally I try to get on my PC multiple times a week since I have to do it for work. And then when I'm on it I usually export all of the VODs so that I have them, but I haven't been able to do that as much lately, or I haven't been doing that as much. There's not really a reason I haven't, I just haven't. Alright, off to the spawner to get some bones. Nixie's finally asleep for a bit. I was surprised she did okay when I brought her out before stream, because there's a car near our door that isn't normally there because the apartment complex has weirdly set up numbers, so our apartment number, I almost said what apartment number I am, our apartment number is a spot like 2 further from our door, and the spot that is directly in front of our door is actually a couple apartments down. So whenever that apartment is here, which isn't very often, they're not actually very often home, but whenever they're here, they park directly in front of like visibility of our door, and that means the dog barks at the car being there, because the dog's like, who the heck is this, why are they right in front of my door? and it causes a bit of a problem. And they were here today. They're normally not here very often. They were here today when I brought her out the second time to run around before stream, so she did bark a little bit, but she actually very quickly refocused, which was surprising to see. I really have no use for these tons on tons of extra bows and iron armor. The chain armor I'll keep for sake of having it. The gold armor I don't really need. The bows I definitely don't need, and the iron armor, not that useful. So let's just kill some skeletons with our looting swords so we can get some XP and we can get some bones. Mainly bones. The XP is just kind of a bonus. For anyone that's newer, we have pretty much everything maxed out, so it's a little hard to have things that we need in this world when it comes to tools and armor. We have everything that we own pretty much maxed out. The only thing that I need is actually the rest of the soul speed, since that's the only thing that isn't maxed out on these, is the soul speed 2 boots, because it's soul speed 3 is the max of it. Other than that, we are pretty much maxed out on everything. We have multiple maxed out tools and swords. We have a flame sword, which is the one I used to main instead of the no flame one, but I've actually turned to maining the no flame one just because usually we're killing mobs, friendly mobs and stuff, which means I actually prefer to not have the food cooked since I can trade it with villagers. And then we have both silk and non-silk maxed out shovels, silk and non-silk maxed out picks, and then silk and non-silk maxed out axes. And we have our flamethrower, which is our maxed out bow, except for the fact that you can't have infinity and mending, so it's got no infinity. And it doesn't have punch because you can technically add punch to that, but I cannot stand having punch on a bow, so I have not done it, and I will not do it. It is going to remain having no punch on it. That is how it will be. I do not like having that enchantment. I'm gonna mute for a second because I need to actually drink my tea that I took out ages ago. Come on, open up. Ooh. This is the problem of either having really long nails or not having nails. So it's really hard to open cans. Because when I have really long nails, I don't want to, like, snap my nails, so I don't do it. And then when I don't have nails, I can't get it anyways. This is an Arizona green tea because I am addicted to these things, and I know they are not good for me, and I can make my own that are much better, but I will still drink these until I die. So I'm muting for a second. I mean, to be honest, there is definitely worse things that I could be drinking. What are we looking at? We're looking at a total of 43 or 48. I can't see. 46. That makes no sense. The total sugars, total carbs versus total sugars, okay. Total sugars is 46 grams per can, because I have the tall cans. Which, mind you, 46 grams of added sugar. It's not that good. It's definitely way more than what you're supposed to have in a day, and it's also pretty much equivalent to most standard sodas. But I'm also getting a tall can of a drink for 46 grams of sugar versus most sodas. You're getting 30 to 40 grams of soda with a regular size can. So there's that. It's also just like, it's a tea I have once in a while. I don't have it absolutely daily, and I'd rather be having this daily than having the sodas daily, just because there is a slight difference in quality. But I over-explain things because I'm really interested in nutrition and how most things work, but I actually don't read labels much anymore as much as I used to, because that is a habit of my still slightly existing dormant eating disorder, and it's not good for you to have to read labels all the time. I know, like, my mom does all the time, but that's because she does it for sake of clean eating and paying attention to, like, health benefits and stuff of labels, but I genuinely just can't pay attention to labels. It usually triggers bad habits and thought processes. I'm trying to more so look at it as just like a fun, factual point of view. Why isn't it stacking those? There we go. I try to look at it as more of just like a fun point of view as best I can, where it's just like, oh, that's interesting and fun to learn from. But it's not always that easy to remember to keep that mindset. Alright. We could technically also use our pick to get some more stone or cobblestone. But I don't think we have any place close enough that'll let these guys still keep spawning and falling into the trap, since we've gotten so many of these areas wide open from doing that. All the stone and diorite and granite and all that are pretty useful for trading with villagers and keeping for build projects, so I try to keep adding to it, but... Yes, Nixie, why are you booping me? What's the matter? You decided to wake up and come over and boop me? Is that what's up? No ruffin. No ruffin. No. Nixie. No. No. You don't need a ruff. I'm just letting some skeletons spawn while I check on my phone and stuff. What else is there for updates? Oh, before my crash I did go to the doctor's, because I had my annual doctor's appointment, which is why I wasn't streaming that day, but then the accident happened. They did take a lot of, well, not a lot, but they took some of my blood to do some blood testing. I still haven't gotten the call from my doctor to go over the results. I opened the results myself, but they're really not that easy to figure out. I mean, I can basically look at it and be like, most of them will tell me what my value is and what a standard range is, so I can sort of get a concept, but even then I don't really know what all of them mean and how accurate the standard range is and all that, since the standard range isn't always accurate, and also like the actual name of what chemical it is I don't always recognize, and then I don't actually know what it means if it's high or low type of thing, so it's a little helpful for my doctor just to call me and tell me. He's really chill about things. He's a doctor I've had for the majority of my lifetime, which is kind of upsetting because it means I will be aging out of his practice because he was a pediatric doctor. I'm surprised he's still actually seeing me, considering I'm 20 years old, but he said he's willing to see me up until I'm like 25, because he knows I cannot stand having new doctors, and technically the practice will see you until 21 or so, and then he said he'd be willing to see me a little longer, but I'll probably be switching out soon, because he is far away from where I live right now. But it sucks, because he's the only doctor I've had that's really decent. He's usually pretty decent about, like, making sure I'm not doing just straight medication all the time, since I'm not a fan of meds and stuff. He's also pretty good at explaining things I don't understand really well and being genuine upfront about things. And he also, like, doesn't mind the fact that I'm a little paranoid and want to check my blood tests and my blood levels, like, very often. Pretty much every year I get the general workup of my blood testing because of the fact that I'm chronically ill and disabled, and I want to keep an eye on it. And it will change pretty frequently, so pretty much every year I'm like, yep, I'd like to do a workup again. And he's like, alright, I'll put in the orders for it, and then he sends me to go do it. But most of the doctors I've asked to do workups of my lab work are like, why do you need it? We just did it this long ago. But it's been a mess. So Nixie, would you please start doing your little roughs over there? You're fine. I'm just ignoring her doing her roughs because that's usually how she figures out she's not in danger and quiets down. Anyways, Nixie, what did I just say? 1 minute. For heck's sakes, dog, you are ridiculous. You don't get more worked up when I start trying to give you attention and petting you and calm you down, you dummy. Hey. Nix. Stop it. Quiet. Good quiet. Good quiet. Yes, good quiet. Yes, good quiet. There you go. Good quiet. Come lay down, please. You're never gonna stop, are you? There's literally no noise and you're still going. You are ridiculous. Don't look directly at me and rough, dummy. Nixie, couch. There's nothing there. Stop staring at the door. You're barking like it's time for him to be home and he's not home for another over an hour, honey. No. She seriously thinks that my partner is home and it's 2 o'clock and he doesn't get home until 3:30. Because she just went over to the door and picked up one of her toys like she's waiting for him because that's what she normally does. Come here. Couch. Dad is not home. He's not coming home yet. You're very early, honey. Your timer is all sorts of wacky. You wanted to be up at 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours early. You wanted to go out a billion times more than usual, and you're trying to see like he's home when it's over an hour and a half early. You dummy. Get off the back of the couch. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Do not bite me for no reason. Lay down. Here you go. Chew this. Chew this. Get your chew out by this. Chew this. Get your rope. Get it. Get your rope. Get your rope. Get it. No, Nixie. Stop standing up to keep looking for a reason to bark. Chew this. Relax. Am I still unmuted? Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't mute again because I've been going back and forth with her. Anyways. Yeah, so I had that workup done, but I'm still waiting for the actual answers on what any of it means because I looked through it myself and I'm not sure. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. I don't know what else there is for updates. I'm currently playing a game on my phone in the background while I let this game kind of just exist. Because I know that it needs to sit for a while to let anything really spawn. I just want to get a decent amount of bones off of this, that's why we're sitting here. We need some more bones for using for projects and for bone meal, so I really need them to be around more, and I'm running low on the amount we have on our chest, so that's why. I hope everyone else is having a good day and a good start to the week. It is Monday. Mondays are usually our labeled streams to be Mondays are for mental health, but I keep forgetting to label them that way. Usually what we do is have Mondays specifically open to anyone that needs to vent and anyone that's having a hard time or anyone that just wants to talk about anything mental health related, since I have a very strong feeling that you should be able to kind of offload all of your mental struggles at the beginning of the week so that you can start your week off right and have a better rest of your week. But I keep forgetting to label them that way, so it hasn't been labeled that way for a while. It is still the case, but then again, I also stopped labeling them that way as much because all of my streams are that case of you can always talk about anything and I'm always here for people to vent to or whatever. Do you really need to chug that much water at one time? I guess she thinks so. Yeah, the other reason I stopped labeling Mondays as specifically Mondays are for mental health is because I kind of think the channel as a whole is meant to be there for that. I'm kind of always here just for people to talk to about anything and be able to be open with, so I haven't really specifically said it as something like that in a while. It also just kind of was something I kept forgetting to do that turned into a habit of just not doing it. So there's a bunch of reasons that titles change. I can't wait to be playing more games on stream though. Like, I started playing Castle Crashers again off stream, and I can't wait to start streaming that. That's so freaking fun to play, and that's definitely something I'll be playing more. So as y'all know, my kind of rule with if I'm streaming is if it's something that I'm going to play on my own, I may as well stream it as well, just for sake of streaming it to continue growing the channel. Even if it's something that doesn't get that many views, I may as well just stream it because I'm playing it anyways, so may as well just hit the button to stream as well. So things that I've been playing for fun off stream, I really want to start streaming more, like Castle Crashers and some of the other games I just got, or that I've gotten recently. There's a few games I really want to get as well, but they'll have to wait until I have the money. I did spend all of my last paycheck on books, so a little bit low on that side of things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 finished stacks. Let's wait until we have at least like 9, I want to say. Although maybe I can just do 6 and then I'll do the rest of the farming this sometime off stream. Like maybe after I get off stream I'll just leave it open to keep spawning more so that we can farm it more. I don't like doing this on stream because it's kind of boring, so I don't want to get too into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go for 6 because we have partial stacks there. So let's go for 6 stacks and then we'll go home because I don't want to do too many. Why did I get a text? People are so unintelligent on Craigslist, I swear to goodness. So I listed this, I listed a cage that I used for my ferrets, on Craigslist and on Facebook because I'm trying to get rid of it. And I haven't gotten any response to it at all, either on either end, either on Facebook or on Craigslist, which is understandable because I don't have any photos of the actual cage. I just have the photos of like the stock photos because I didn't want to dig it out of my shed yet to take photos. Even though I'm asking literally less than half the original price of it, it's hard to sell things like that sometimes. Most people, especially people with ferrets, are looking for cages like the big Critter Nation ones, not like KT and stuff. So it's understandable of why it sits there, but it's been sitting there for quite a while, and I have my phone number attached to it so people can text me because I know the Craigslist email relay is a little annoying sometimes, and sometimes my email will automatically consider any Craigslist emails spam, so I don't actually get them. I mean, I've been checking my spam to make sure, but I haven't gotten any anyways, but still sometimes it can consider them being spam, so I don't actually get them. So I put my phone number for text attached to it, and this person just texted me, which is one of the first people that has texted me about this ad, and they're like, do you still sell your ferrets on Craigslist? Let me know. And I was like, I'm not selling ferrets, and do you know English? I mean, it's a typical Craigslist response, but geez, I literally did not once say I was selling ferrets. I said it is a cage, and all of the photos is cage. There is not a single photo of ferrets. It'd be one thing if I was taking photos of the cage like when the ferrets were in it and posting it and being like like saying, oh, I'm selling the cage, the ferrets aren't included. I'd get people being kind of a nuisance and being like, are the ferrets for sale? Because they're physically in one of the photos. But when I didn't say I was selling ferrets, I don't know how they got from point A to point B of that. I don't know. People are a little wonky. Reading comprehension is not strong. Not to mention I only have one ferret now, and I would not sell him for $1 million. He is my baby. He is very old, and I will be happily keeping him for the rest of his little life. I am not going to be giving him off. Thank you. Literally will not ever sell him. I have had him for the majority of his lifetime, and I plan to keep him until the end of his lifetime. Which he seems to be making as long as he physically can. Ferrets are considered seniors by age 5, and he's almost 9, 8? How old is he? He's turning... His birthday's next month. 20... I want to say 15, so he's turning 8. So yeah, he is well past when ferrets are considered seniors. I think when I looked up, like, the ferret to human years equivalent, like everyone does for dogs, it put him somewhere in his, like, 80s or 90s. So, of his equivalent of human years, so he's an old man, and he seems to just be, like, still, every time I check on him and get worried because he's dead sleeping or something, he'll just be like, "Hey mom, I'm chilling, I'm good, nothing to see here, everything's fine." Man's is gonna live forever, I swear to goodness. And I am not that mad about that. He's my baby. Although I really am kind of sad for him that he's living this long, in a way, because he, like, ferrets are supposed to have friends, and he doesn't have one anymore since the other ferret that I had that was bonded with him had passed first. She had insulinoma, which is a form of cancer that's really common for ferrets, especially in old age. So she had that, and she had to get put down multiple years ago now, and he's been on his own for a while, because I couldn't really find a ferret that was his age, but even then, if I got one his age, it's likely that one of them would die first, and then you'd have one ferret again, and then you'd have to get another one, and it would have been an endless cycle, until I just ended up saying, okay, I'll just let one stay alive until it is through its lifetime, and I couldn't get 2 because I didn't want to have 3 ferrets at once, and I didn't want to get young ferrets since he is old and kind of grumpy, so I don't know, it was just this never-ending cycle. So I just decided that, oh, excuse me for the yawn. I just decided that I would keep just him and let him exist and be spoiled until he reaches the end of his lifetime, because he's a very, for ferret standards, he really doesn't care that much about having companionship. He hasn't really been any different of mood or behavior since she had been put down, and he's been really chill, and he just kind of sleeps. He loves his playtime, but he gets his playtime outside the cage to, like, play and run around, so he still gets as much exercise as he should and all that, so even though he really doesn't like his exercise anyways, but he still gets everything he should, so he's been very well cared for, and that's why he's on his own for now until then. I want to hit level 44, and then we'll go up. There we go. Okay, now we'll go up. Shoot, I gotta put the phone seal back. Let's take all of our chain armor we've been saving, because we can put that into the chest. Anything that we can put in the chest, I will take. No, we'll do. Those can stay. I'm gonna take all of these, just because I can. Alright, let's go up top. We can kill the ones that spawned, but there's... all that stuff just stayed out here and isn't going to go back in, so whatever. Yeah, this is our little quarry we've been using to get stone and all the extra stone materials, because I like to have them in the chest, and I trade them with the villagers too. Nice little hole in the world from everything trying to load in. This will be really laggy when I start walking towards the house, because it has to load in all the item frames and everything again. And then we'll have to load in all the entities of the sheep. Welcome back. It kind of looks so plain. I think it'll look better once I start adding some more of the decor, because I'm probably going to add some, like, leaf decor like I did here and stuff. I think it'll look better once I add decorations. Yeah, it is super lagging because it wants to try to load in all of this at once. Especially since I'm close enough to the village that it'll start loading in the village, which is very much so going to lag it. Let's put away the bones we just got. Let's put away the squid, the slime, we have some of this stuff, we have some copper ore, we have some furnaces. Trying to sort everything that we just took from that. Where is our soul sand? Right here. Now let's take all of our other chain armor so we can combine everything to make decent armor sets. And let's go down here. Fire prot. Oh, we broke our anvil. That happens quite often. We need to go get another one. Nixie, please get out of there, honey. Come over here and lay down, babies. You have no reason to be snuffling around back there. I know this seems like a waste of XP, but we get XP quite often, so I'm not that worried about wasting it on simple projects like this. Lay down. We'll do this. We'll combine this. Combine this. I'm really just combining everything I can because why won't it let me combine those two? Alright, fine. I'm just doing this because I can. There's really no other reason to do all of the stuff I'm doing right now with chain, but I like having chain armor for sake of keeping it around, so we end up collecting quite a bit of it. Something like that. And then we're gonna sleep, and then we'll probably go trade with the villagers to get some of that XP we just used up, because we are completely out of XP, actually. Sleep. What will we trade with the villagers? Pretty much just take anything from our chest that we can trade. We'll probably go trade with the stonemasons, so we'll get some of our stones since we have quite a bit of it. And I think it's granite and diorite that these guys trade. I don't remember for sure, but I think it is. And then they also trade for nether quartz. I need to take out the red shulker to use, but for now I'll just put some of it in here. Take out our red shulker to load up as well. I'm going to do as many trades as I can while I'm out so that I can get some decent XP and emeralds going. We'll probably take some of our emeralds to trade for some name tags and stuff. I don't think the paper will be an available trade. We can do our rotten flesh. We can trade some leather. Yeah, I'm a little, I'm a little bit organized with my stuff for Minecraft chests. I get very intensely organized with it. It's easier for me to keep track of things this way. There was something I was just thinking I was going to trade. Oh, plain wool to the loom villager. I prefer it. It keeps me a little bit more organized. I know it's a little bit specific, more specific than I need, but most of the time at least, but I don't mind it. I think that's all of the stuff I can trade off to villagers right now. Besides maybe some iron, I guess, to some of the blacksmith ones. I could probably take some of my iron to trade. And then we can also take some wood to do stick trades. We'll do dark oak because that's the one we usually have the abundance of. Alright. Well, we have a full shulker. We have some in our inventory, and then we'll grab our raw meat for trading as well along the way. I need to fish at some point as well to get some more fish to trade. And I need to harvest our farm so that we can trade all that off. We don't have nearly as much raw meat for trading since we traded that not that long ago. Well, we can get some more from these guys. Alright, where are we going to start? Let's start with the stonemasons, which should be back here at their stations. There's one. Is the other one in here? He is. Perfect. I don't want it facing like that. Let's take out some of the stone. We can put some of the wood in there for now. Take out more of the stuff we were going to trade them. Max him out. Use the rest of the stone. Max him out on his diorite that we have. Max him out on quartz. I should be holding my pickaxe out so it's using the mending, but I keep forgetting to. There we go. Simple, simple. Easy peasy. Now we don't need any more of that. We can take out some of this stuff that we're going to be trading. And then we can put it inside our inventory and take our shulkers. Alright, we traded with them. Let's go trade with the cleric since he'll be over here. Hello. I have items for you. Not many, but I have some. And then let's go trade with the leather worker right here, which I need to switch to, I need to switch to fences instead, fence gates instead, so that's easier to get in and out of here. Does he have anything I'll actually use? What's the enchantment on the leather horse armor? Oh, it's just dyed, not enchanted. I'm dumb. It's kind of cute though, I'll buy one. He also would trade for scoots, which I don't have. I'll probably buy some of the sets of armor off him, but I don't really need to. And he would trade for flint, which I could get. Just trying to think of ways I can trade with him more often instead of just trading him for the occasional leather trades. Okay, now we have the butchers. We can go to the butchers. Although we do have leather, we do have iron to trade off as well, I mean. Let's go to the butchers first. Because we have much less to trade them. Some of them I do, most of them I let wander. The ones that are very specific I do keep in one space since they kind of are annoying to find once they start wandering the village, but most of the villagers are free to roam. It's just the specific traders like these guys that I keep in one place so it's a little easier. These guys, the Fletchers and the librarians, are all kept in one place so I know where they all are and I can label them as such. Let's go to the loom. Hello. I have some wool for you. What else can I buy? Not much. I guess I could buy some paintings. I don't need any paintings right now, though. I could trade, dyes to him as well. Alright, for now that's all. Hello, pig. Die. What else was I going to trade? I think I was going to trade the Fletchers. Because I think I have wood in one of these. Yeah. Let's go in here. Let's place down our shulkers. I don't need this in my inventory right now because I already finished that trade. And then I can take all this out. And I also don't need any of the wool because we finished that trade. There you go. Alright. This will take a while. It takes a while to max out all these guys. But that's good. That's why I do it, because then I get good sessions like this where I get an absolute ton of XP and emeralds. And life is good. I'll trade him some feathers so he levels up. Weakness arrows even, that's not bad. What are all these guys' arrows? Because I might actually trade them at some point for them. This guy's just a crossbow. This guy will have ones, but he's not fully maxed yet. If I had given him some of the feathers, I would have. I can probably go kill some chickens from our chicken farm. Actually, I'll probably go farm some chickens once I'm done with this, and then we'll be able to come back here and finish leveling up that guy. This guy's done. This guy's done. This guy wants more trades. I don't ever really use crossbows either. I guess we could get a maxed out crossbow as like a random thing to get done, but I don't really ever use it, so it'd just be more so for the sake of saying I have done it than anything else. I'll sleep in one of these beds real quick so that they can be back to not trying to sleep. I can only sleep at night, but then it lets me sleep in the top bunk. Weird. Must have just barely hit it before it was time. These guys reset, but they're at 57. This guy should be at 32. He is. I could buy arrows off them too, but I really don't need arrows, so I don't know. Most of these guys max out to have a crossbow instead of having arrows of any type. And then the guys that had arrows had just like weakness arrows. Kinda lame. What are these? Yeah, weakness arrows, which I mean is, I guess, is semi-useful if it's like a boss fight or something. I'm gonna honestly just make a bunch more sticks and trade them off to the ones that want 57 per trade. It kinda sucks of a trade, but oh well. It gets rid of more sticks and gets me more XP and emeralds, so I'm fine with it for right now. Alright, there we go. So we traded it all off. We need to go farm to get some feathers to max out this guy to see what that arrow type is. I mean, I could buy bows or crossbows off him, but it's really not going to give him that much XP, and it's not that useful. I mean, we have enough. We may as well, honestly. Screw it. we'll finish them off by buying random things. Arrow of regeneration. Now that would be useful if I was actually shooting myself, and I don't shoot myself, so that's kind of a pointless maxing amount, but oh well. We're honestly just gonna take a flint and steel and burn them all anyway, so. Flint and steel. Quickly burn them before it starts burning 2 other items. Boom. Haha. Nope. Nope. There we go. Et voila. We could probably trade some of these arrows in for weakness ones, to be honest. Maybe I'll do that for sake of maxing some of them out with some more trades. Please don't escape. Where's the ones that have the weakness arrows? I think they're all up here at these stations. Oh, arrow of night vision. That'd be useful if I shot myself again, but I don't shoot myself. Where's the one with the weakness arrows? There's one that has weakness arrows, I swear to goodness. There he is. I mean, I have enough arrow surplus, I may as well, but I'm never going to use these ones. Good enough. What's this guy get for trades? I'll take some of the XP potions. Where's the place that we put the iron blocks? Right here. Because we're going to trade some of those off to some of these metal workers around here. Like the blacksmiths and smiths and stuff. I really wish you could like trade in emeralds for diamonds, to be honest. But I guess it would get a little too overpowered for like players that are able to just spam the heck out of emeralds like me. I would be way too overpowered if I could trade emeralds in for diamonds. Granted, I'm already overpowered, but I think it would be a little unbalanced. Just a little, because we are at full netherite and we have stacks on stacks of emeralds, so I kind of see why it isn't a thing, but to also make a similar point, if I'm already at the point where I have enough emeralds to never ending trade them in for diamonds, why not just let me, like, I don't need the diamonds, it just more so be so that I don't have so many emeralds. Buy some name tags. Actually, I probably should also buy some lanterns, because they're all probably reset. This is why I don't worry that bad about using some XP, because we're already back up over level 30 again. This isn't a typical trading day, though. I just happened to do a bunch of this just to get some stuff back, since I haven't traded with any of these villagers in a very, very long time, as you can tell by the fact that they've all traded me ridiculous amounts of items. And let me trade for a bunch of emeralds. Alrighty. I think that's all I need to trade for right now. I could probably buy some more apples. Apples are pretty useful. We were using it for our horses and stuff. Now what I'm going to do is put all of this back into this one so I can sort it out when I get home. And I'm going to go take some of the seeds from in here and go kill a bunch of chickens endlessly from our chicken farm. Because we need some feathers and some chicken. I almost killed those for, killed one of those for leather, but I probably will get very angry comments from that. Since I usually get angry comments on myself from that. Why did you get stuck in there? Man, really? That is the one really annoying part about this build, is that they get stuck in there like that. Same thing with the chicks that are stuck in there. Come here, little chick. Let's go in there and grow up those chicks and get them out of there. Hey, speaking of chickens. Nixie, hush. You don't need to sit at the door and wait for things to bark at all day, honey. Let's grow up these guys so that they get out of my face. So that they get the heck out of there. Okay. Now let's go around so that they'll follow me out here and I can close the gate. Or close the trapdoor for now. Come on, single file. Single file. Come out. Y'all are the most annoying creatures sometimes, I swear to God. Come on. Look, I have seeds. I have seeds, come on. You guys are stupid. Alright, we'll close this for now. We'll go all the way around again. These guys are the most unintelligent creatures in Minecraft. It kind of is accurate and on brand for how chickens are in real life, though, I assume. From the very few I have interacted with being about as intelligent as these guys are. Come on, come out. Single file, I said. Single file, come on. Single file. Everybody out. Thank goodness. And we're gonna kill the one under the stairs. I did not mean to punch him and to use the other trigger. I promise it sounds like I'm slamming my controller every time I do this stuff, and I'm not. It just is very clicky, especially when I'm spamming it. But I'm not actually spamming it very hard, it just clicks very loudly when it clicks outwards. Yeah. Do I have eggs? I do. Are either of them gonna give me a check? Probably not. They do not. Alright, none of them will breed right now. I guess we can probably put this stuff down for now and farm our farm that we haven't done in ages. Do we have the silk axe? No, we do not. We need the silk axe. Where's our silk axe? There it is. We'll put Axie away for now. Where's our... there it is. We probably ought to name the hoe instead of just leaving it as regular netherite hoe since we named everything else. Alright. I get so quiet once in a while when I'm streaming because I'm so intensely focused on things, even when they're really easy tasks, like cleaning out this garden. This controller is so obnoxiously loud, though. In my defense, it is a very old controller. It was one of the originals that came with the PS4, and this PS4 was pre-owned before me for multiple years, so it's an old controller, so it has a bit of a squeak to it, and it has the really loud clicking to the triggers, but it still bothers me a bit. I know the fortune hoe does literally nothing for this besides give me more seeds, but I've been using seeds, so it's fine with having more of them. Like, literally, I'm being so gentle on this trigger, and it's making that loud of a click still. Unless I don't fully let it... If I don't fully let it, go all the way back out when I hit it, it doesn't do as bad of a click. But it's hard to, like, control that, because then it starts actually counting that as a continuous thing instead of just singular clicks. Which, granted, like this, I can just hold down. But as long as I'm not aiming at my trapdoors, I can just hold the trigger down, since I can just hold it down to spam grow this stuff, but... There we go. We probably have to put all this away before we can farm the potatoes, because we usually get a lot of potatoes. I was supposed to be building it today, and I ended up doing a bunch of other tasks. It's fine. Nixie, no. Leave her alone. You don't gotta jump up for the kitty cat. You do not. You don't gotta jump up and bug the kitty cat. What you doing? What you doing? Don't lick my head. Lay down. Lay down. Nixie, lay down. Ow, don't put your elbow in my leg. You're heavy. Nixie, come here and lay down now. Ow! You are clumsy. You can't be so clumsy as a 60-pound dog because you get painful. There's your thing that you want. No, you're not going to stick your nose all the way inside the couch cushion. No. This is your toy. This is what you chew on. No, don't chew on the couch. No, get your nose out of the couch, Nixie. Stop. When I move you away from the same spot repeatedly, it usually means you stop. Not just keep being a turd. No. Nixie. You're going to make me very angry very quick if you keep chewing the couch. Don't claw at me either. Yes, I know. You want to talk back. Lay down. Lay down. No, Nixie. Stop. Don't talk back to me. Don't talk back to me. You know the rules. These are the very simple things I tell you not to do every time, and you still do them. It's not like I'm changing the rules on you. It's the same rules. Boogabutt. Good girl. You chew your toy. Good girl. Good girl. Most of my streams are just me arguing with my dog, and that is pretty much my entire life, so it makes sense. I really can't wait to actually promote the stream a little more. I need to promote the stream a little more so we can get to 50 followers so we can start our SMP, because I cannot wait to have a multiplayer world going. It's not going to be a traditional SMP, I'm just saying SMP because survival multiplayer. But yes, it's going to be a multiplayer world that is in survival, that will be open to anyone that wants to chill in it, and create things or exist or whatever. And I've been wanting to do it for a really long time, and I know the majority of my followers have been asking to play with me for most of the time. Actually, 80 to 90% of the time when I get someone that comes in, they're like, do you have Plus yet? And then I say no, and then they leave, so it's nice. But now that I do have PS Plus, I do want to be able to have a multiplayer world going, because I think it'd be really cool. But I wanted to set it as a follower goal as much as I want to start it right now, because I think it'll help kind of get a little bit more planned when it does come around, because that'll give me time that, like, once we start hitting, you know, 45, 46, I can start creating the world and spending time in it to set it up and all that, so that it's not just... Oh yeah, I forget we have packed full chests of just straight... so that it's not just, like, super rushed and just, oh, we hit 50, let's quickly, or oh, we hit the goal, let's quickly open the world and just start off there. I want to spend some time in it ahead of time, being able to set it up and, like, get some stuff collected and all that, so that I have enough stuff for all the people that would be joining, and they can have, like, a little starter point and all that concept. It'd be really cool. Alright. I'm going to go trade some of this to the farmers since I have a full chest. It's turning daytime, so they should be... Nixie, you just shocked yourself twice. You gotta be careful. They should come out here soon. I know one of them is here. They should come to their stations soon. We need this guy first, since this guy is our wheat and cheap melon and pumpkins. Wherever he is, there he is. Wheat, cheap pumpkin trades. Jeez. Cheap pumpkin trades and cheap melon trades. There we go. And then let's go up to the carrot guy. And we'll trade some more of these to them, even though they're not as cheap. And let's go to the pumpkin one. Or not pumpkin, potato one. It's right here. There we go. That's logic. I don't think I placed that like that, but somehow it ended up like that. Yes, I know, you must be dramatic. You're a dramatic puppy dog. Life is so rough. It's not like you get spoiled or anything. She gives me side eye because she knows I'm right. Alright, let's take some more of our seeds for doing the breeding and stuff of the chickens. We need to do more builds for sure. I just didn't end up doing any more today because I got distracted. Come here, chickens. Really? You had to have a baby just outside the gates? Let's take all these eggs and see if we'll get any chicks. Not a single one. Just my luck. Can't seem to ever land this jump properly. Anyways. We can take all this sugarcane since it's all fully grown. There we go, and then we can take some of this cactus. And we can come back to the chickens. Really, you guys pushed the baby chicken into the stupid stair. Go. Get out of the way. All of you. I need the baby chicken. Move. Now the baby chicken is an adult chicken that's stuck under the damn stairs because no one wanted to move. I will kill anyone that stands in my way. Don't test me. And we've got an adult chicken outside the fence somehow. Probably a random one that spawned, but he's coming in here anyways. Trying to just use up a bunch of seeds, to be honest. That's the main reason I'm doing this. We have way too many seeds kicking around at any point in time, so I'm using them on breeding and growing up chickens. Why not? Again, my parents. And a lot of the babies are ending up outside because it's getting cramped. No, I'm not trying to open the gate. Baby chicken needs to come in here. This is just me trying to use as much seeds up as I possibly can in a very short span of time. Nope. Why won't it? Like, it keeps not using them because it's trying to focus on the adults. Everything's crammed so much it can't focus on the ones I'm trying to get it to focus on. And there's a bunch of babies that are stuck outside because everything's so cramped. They keep having them and they keep just ending up outside. I think we have enough chickens. We've had enough chickens. I'm just trying to use up these dang seeds. I have to start killing them off though, because we're gonna run out of space. We'll kill off a bunch of the adults and then we'll keep spamming seeds a little bit more. Oh, there's an adult that spawned in somewhere that's coming in. Hello. Nope, come in the gate. We've almost used up all the seeds we grabbed. Come on. Alright, now we've got quite a few adults again, and we've got still quite a few seeds to use up. We've got to kill off a bunch of the adults because we're running out of space. Come on. Get in. Now let's grow up the babies under the stairs if we can. Doesn't look like we can, that one's like stuck. This one we should be able to. And it glitched out. There we go. Ta-da! And that looks like that'll be one of the last babies we can grow up, actually. Which is fine with me. There we go. We are out of seeds, finally. Of the ones we grabbed, we're not even out of seeds in general. We have way more, but for now that is fine. Nope, we have 3 more I didn't know existed. There we go. Ta-da, you guys can go in and out of your thing now. Go home. You puppy dog, what doing? You're giving me a weird look, honey. What? It's not time. Don't give me a big head tilt. It's not time. No. It's not time yet. No. Oh shoot, it actually is time. I thought it was earlier than it is. You're right, you're right. Give me a minute. You're right. I thought you were just being your internal clock being off again, but it is time. I lost track of the time. I know. Silly me, always not quite right, huh? Silly mama. Give me a second. I gotta put this stuff away, and then I'm just gonna go in here so we're safe. And then I'll let you out. Yes. You are head tilting like crazy. I know. That's all the magic words in one sentence. Alright, I will be right back. I have to bring the dog out. Anyways, I am back. The other thing I'd like to note is that even though it seems like I've just have those villagers trapped in a normal village, that is entirely hand-built. Not a single bit of that actually existed beforehand, which is why some of them are trapped, because I built it that way to have traps and things for them. It's not meant to be a bragging point, it's just kind of like a, yeah, that's entirely hand-built, which is why it does have some of them trapped in places, because I didn't feel like spending all that time building it just for them to get lost in it and then me not have the villagers where I need them for the ones I trade with quite often. Nix, please leave the cat alone, honey. Nixie. 1 minute. Anyways, yeah, that was a very long project at the earlier parts of this world. That was one of the very early things that we built, actually, because I use villagers quite often for trading, so I like to have them on hand. Actually, excuse excuse me, which means that I needed that big setup so I could have XP and emeralds quite often, and it led to our lovely stockpile of emeralds that is far more than I'd think I'll ever need or use, but I mean, maybe I'll use it for a beacon at some point or something, I don't know. We do have 2 wither skulls. We could go look for more wither skulls, to be honest. That might be a fun little project to do. Let's kill off a couple animals that we find out here real quick, just to get this repaired with XP. Although actually, that was just... Nixie, no. That's the neighbor, you don't need to bark. You hear it all the time, all day. It's just the neighbor's door. You hear the door all the time. Let's actually use these bottles we just had by doing this, and then yeah, there we go. It healed all of our tools. So let's take Axie back out and put this axe away. Let's take our bow out and some arrows. I should be getting off, but now I'm tempted to go find some stuff in the nether soon, so I'll get everything set up and then I'll get off, so I'll probably do that either off stream or next stream. Anyways, it is time for me to get off because I have to do some stuff before my partner gets home, and he'll be home very soon, so I'm rushing myself a little, but it's time for me to get off. I appreciate everyone that has stopped in today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next time, which is either tomorrow or Wednesday. Definitely Wednesday, just maybe tomorrow as well. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your day. See you next time. Bye!